Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Lily of the Hallow Resurrection on Nintendo Switch. I mean, we'll read it as best as we can. Thinking he was about to talk about his identity, but the conversation took another turn to something completely unrelated.
也罢，干你这一行的，知道的恐怕也不多。
I apologize for being uneducated. Frank shook his head and smiled. Did not face my sarcasm directly.
陛下励精图治，想要重振曾经庄严雄伟的皇朝，对帝国各级官员与贵族的腐化堕落概不姑息，一经发现，严惩不贷。
Corruption? This is getting interesting for me. Maybe? What does that have to do with you?
于是，陛下专门设立了一种职位，用来监督权贵的行为。
And you are?
没错，我是帝国荣誉调查官。
This is a shocking truth, but this is not really surprising for me. Judging by Frank's behavior, I had always suspected him to be scout for someone, only not expecting from the Emperor.
海因里希家族曾经在帝国政坛举足轻重，只可惜先代老爷是位淡泊名利之人，甚至后来还失踪了。10多年来，一直有传闻说他有私生子，但我们从没抓到过确凿的证据。直到他的夫人那位贵妇人在嫉妒心的驱使下，雇佣过不少侦探甚至杀手，威胁伤害她丈夫另一边的家人。
I have picked up pieces from the conversation with Dia and Ling. Maybe the unsolvable problem between the two sisters is from these two.
其中一个牵线搭桥的人，因为与夫人有金钱上的纠葛，听说他去世后，便把消息捅了出来。
So you followed the lead to here.
可不轻松啊！驿站长一直竭力保守秘密，而且他在黑白两道都有面子，给我们设置了不少障碍。
I thought of Lady Patra's face. She must have known who Ling is, or how does a girl with no friend or support been able to hang on till now?
事情就是这样，海因里希前主人犯下的过错，很可能使他们整个家族身败名裂，甚至被控告杀人未遂。只是我们还没有决定性的证据。这不，想来找你合作。
You want to work with me?
向我们报告你掌握的情况，探查小姐下一步的行动，争取在适当的时机人赃并获。
Why should I?
这还不简单？从此以后，你不光可以享受逍遥自在的生活，甚至还能在朝廷谋个一官半职。
Although I have no interest to be an official, but haven't I always wanted to save money for a peaceful, happy life? If I do this, what will happen to Dia? The ugly things were done by the nobles. I had no reason to hide them.
这取决于他的态度和陛下的心情。毕竟是上一代的罪责，只要他肯坦白、诚恳请罪，不至于遭到太重的刑罚。不过被剥夺地位、贬为平民，是在所难免的，今后也会被世人嘲笑。
I don't know my decision will be good or bad for her. Maybe she does not need someone related to do anything. But at this moment, I can only follow my heart, because I know I don't want to see that struggling girl to be in plight. I don't understand what you mean. Who is the assassin? I have nothing to do with whatever they want. I am just a bodyguard who tries hard to earn his pay.
好，是吗？ 这就是你的选择了。
I no longer wish to talk to him anymore. Turned back to my room.
小心自己也陷得太深。
What are you talking about? I only wish for all this to end sooner.
被情感点燃的心，能照亮无尽的黑暗吗？哼，我还是当个旁观者，直到
Time cares about its own pace only. It never even hesitates for the mortal's problems. How long must I keep being like this?
这取决于他的态度和陛下的心情。毕竟是上一代的罪责，只要他肯坦白、诚恳请罪，不至于遭到太重的刑罚。
From very different social background from Dia, I can't imagine what it's like falling from up there to down here, and can only guess that is a disaster. But to me now, the most important thing is, what should I do? I don't know Dia's mind. Is this what she hoped for? If it is not, then how can I help her? It's time to place a bet. Dia, are you there? Just like yesterday, after a moment, a chain of sounds came from inside the room. The difference is, Dia didn't say anything and let me in. You look good. Though I talked with her yesterday, but haven't seen her for a day, I guess she must be pretty weary.
睡了一觉，
Oh,
明明发生了那种事，
this is not your fault. You can't even climb the mountains, let alone staying up late for consecutive days.
好残忍！要这么说的话，你在小木屋里不也睡得很香吗？
It looked like I was deep asleep, but actually I was on alert. If anything happens, I would still wake up and protect the princess.
就知道骗人，亏我还期待，
What are you saying?
听不见就算了。
We quarreled a little, as if nothing happened. Sometimes I would think if Dia and I are just regular friends, then we can always have happy conversations. How nice it would be. But those has to be said. I want to know what I should know. Dia, I came here today to say goodbye. I cannot be your bodyguard anymore. When the Empire's capital sends someone, I will leave immediately. Maybe it's my illusion, but I feel like the air trembles a little. Dia lowered her head. I can't see her face clearly.
是吗？你果然嫌弃我了。
No, I didn't protect you well before, which nearly let you die.
啊，所以呢？
I have to take responsibility.
骗子！
嗯。
为什么这样看着我？你是在怀疑我吗？
Suspicious?
怀疑我想害死林，对不对？
Are you that type of person?
你果然不相信我。
I trust you a lot, but you kept your mouth shut and never tells.
你想知道什么？肮脏的家族史，你死我活的亲姐妹。
Calm down. I only want to know your plan.
啊？有人在乎吗？汉娜要我像妈妈一样，林恨不得我去死。
There are too many misunderstandings between you two. I believe she is not.
就算真的是误会，我又能怎么办？爸爸妈妈早就不在了。
That Frank back in the post. Do you remember?
弗兰克先生，他怎么了？
His real identity is not poet. He is an Empire honorary supervisor.
荣誉调查官？
Yes, he is after your family's affair. If the story gets to the Emperor, it won't be easy to deal with, right?
原来是这么回事。
What?
你今天是来盘问我的吧？
No,
你已经认定我害怕受罚，不惜害死自己的妹妹。
I only want the truth.
那你为什么要走？难道不是因为讨厌我吗？
I don't know your true objective, then I can't help you.
别找借口了，你根本不相信我。这也难怪，我们萍水相逢，只是雇主和保镖。很感激你在雪山救了我的命，虽然最后也没踩到。你走吧，雇佣关系结束了。我会让汉娜支付你酬劳，不用等人来接替。接下来会怎么样，都是我的命运。
If this is your final decision.
现在，请你出去。我不想再说一次。
A moment before I turned around, Dia's eyes and my eyes met for a fracture of a second. Her eyes were so severe as I am unable to decide whether she is anger or sad.
结果只能是这样吗？我还以为你至少会。
The snow stopped, but the sky is solemn and respectful. The air is filled with damp and heavy atmosphere, as if the dark clouds only paused its crying. I came to the outside, looking at all this, not knowing what to do. Trust. Ever since my mother died, I rarely heard this word from others, but would never use it on my either. But if I don't trust Dia deep in my heart, then why do I still want to know so many things from her? Furthermore, isn't doing so the proof that I want her trust? The two of us, what went wrong? Unsolvable knot? From behind my back came a chain of slow-paced step sounds, making me turn my head back.
下午好呀，红。
Hello. If I remember right, this is first time she's called my name.
驿站里见不到你的人影，原来在这儿呢。怎么有雅兴出来吹风？
Not much chance to see this again. Trying to enjoy it one more time.
是吗？
Did you come to me for...
没错，小姐都告诉我了。你考虑清楚了吗？现在离开只能算中途违约。
I know. Not only I can't get paid, my reputation would hurt too.
我能让你从此在帝国无处安身。不过，小姐不会答应。她甚至让我付你全额薪水。在那之前，我有几句话要提醒你。
What?
其实，我想你也猜得到吧？刚才，我感觉小姐很难过。除了我以外，她从来没有这么信任过一个人。连我都有点嫉妒。
Then why does she...
因为你根本没有决心。
It feels as if someone had punched my heavily in the chest. This is something I haven't thought about, but maybe I just don't want to think.
你明明只想当个旁观者，一边好像在关心他，一边又害怕引火上身。 你知不知道，小姐需要多大勇气才能走到这一步？
I also want to know the truth, but why wouldn't she tell me?
你以为你是谁？ 你和小姐认识不过短短几天，哪怕她再重视你，也不知道要怎么样对你坦白。而你呢，吵着要她的信任，自己却像根墙头草。 小姐可不是那种没心没肺的疯丫头，内心很脆弱，我不允许你这样伤害她。
Facing Hannah's questions, I am wordless. She is right, though I said I want to protect Dia, but it was really for my own satisfaction. From deep in my heart, I am still in fear of something, but what is it?
小姐的过去，你了解多少？
I've heard from her a little, mainly about her mother and painting.
这都告诉你了，看来她比我想象中更在乎你。
Talking to here, Hannah touched her right hand. This may be a subconscious gesture, but it reminds me of what Dia said.
自从为画画的事儿惹太太生气，小姐就好像变了个人，稳重、得体，也渐渐能替生病的太太主持家事。可是，在她身上，我再也看不到希望。
Hope, you mean?
小姐小时候，老爷偶尔还会回来几次，父女俩在一块儿有说有笑，老爷还会跟她讲外面的所见所闻，奇花异草。一旁的太太也比平时要和蔼许多。那时的小姐总是充满好奇，也盼着能和爹地妈咪幸福的生活在一起。可惜最后
Because her father...
他们是家族联姻，老爷生性自由，太太却一味地要求他出人头地。也许是忍无可忍，等小姐长大一点，他就再也没有回来。面对疯疯癫癫的太太，小姐是那么孤单。
That may not be the case, right? Dia has always treated you as her family.
我知道，但我终究只是她的仆人，在她最需要帮助的时候，却无能为力。小姐要来看她的妹妹，我除了尽量保护她的安全，实在没别的办法。
So you found me?
没错，我是想
Borrow my skills and kill Ling.
别无选择。他不光会威胁小姐的性命，还关系到家族的荣誉。
Heinrich family would be investigated by the Empire and severely punished, right?
你是怎么？不错，家族也到了生死存亡的关头。虽然小姐不让我插手，可是无论如何，我都不能看着她受苦。
Then Dia's plan is...
我们接下来要怎么做，与你无关。告诉你这些，也只是希望你不要误会小姐，她没骗你。对了，小姐给你留了一件纪念品，回房间看看吧。我该走了，你好自为之。
Hannah. Thank you for letting me understand this much.
我做不到的事，真的可以交给你吗？
Looking at her back fade into distance, I took a deep breath. Hannah has always left an impression of being sharp, as if this world is full of her enemies. I did not understand until now this defense is not to protect herself, but rather something she truly wants to protect. Not long after, I came back to my room. A thin layer of cloth covered my drawing easel, as if rejecting me to take a peek underneath. I couldn't help but to ask, am I qualified to open it? No, it's not a qualification problem, it's courage. Souvenir. I reached out slowly and took the light seal down. Inside there is a mirror, reflecting something I have turned unwilling to face, long have been trying to forget. This is me? Although I'm not narcissist. But I understand my look clearly. Both the face and the height, Dia has made a perfect impression of me. Deliberately overlooking the shortcomings makes a biased painter. Although there are something unexplainable about the person on the canvas. Is it melancholy? No, it is warmer than that. Is it loneliness? No, it is lighter than that. Gentle. I don't know how. This world was unrelated to me, emerged in my mind, as it pointed to my forehead using its fingers. Is this me in Dia's eyes? Looks careless, but actually cares. I can even imagine your face in front of the easel. Smile, nodding, long breath.
没有，只是想不到红是个感性的人呢。
What I cannot see myself couldn't escape your eyes, right?
好了，换最轻松的吧。
Most relaxing.
就是坐在对面陪我聊天。
This would be enough. You can see through me just by talking.
你果然不相信我。
Living in an ever-changing world has made you tired, right? Sorry, even I disappoint you. I even said to protect you is for not betraying myself. Now I can't even keep my promise. I gave a better smile, I gave a better smile, recovering that painting. It's time to apologize. Although it didn't snow, it is still all white. To express my apologies, I came here to find what Dia was looking for. But just to get back to the place of avalanche took a big effort. It's not easy to find traces of a small avalanche. But thank God it was not a big one, or both of us would be in much bigger danger. Okay, my young lady. What did you find out in the cave over there? Dia wouldn't tell me what she's looking for. I had to judge by my own eyes. I start to walk little by little towards the cave there, at the same time tell myself to be careful, or there would be another avalanche again. Not left by humans. If you think about it, how can anyone live in a snowy cave? Then what is it that Dia could see from far? Without a clear mark, the thing that can raise attention should be... color? Gray sky, endless snow. If a different color get mixed in, it would be very easy to spot.
以前他一回家就来告诉我好多有趣的事，绝对不重复。可是每次他都会把那个挂在嘴上，所以无论如何，我也要看一看。
Yeah, didn't you see what you were looking for yesterday? Is it still there? Maybe I should go back.
是啊，也不知道还开。很感激你在雪山救了我的命，虽然之后也没踩到。
There it is. I finally understand why I didn't find it immediately. Different time changes the reflection angle. Only one flower at this place? The petals hold on closely in the shape of a bell. It is only as thick as your thumb, but it is welcoming the nature's forces. Long pointy leaves as if guards protecting the flowers inside. Purple? If it is not for that lofty purple, I would think it is just a regular lily. Yeah, the fragrance. The stimulation of the noses reminds me of my memory again. The medicine which cured my mother is so familiar. It grows in a place like this. It grows in places like this. Deep under my heart, I thank God for its blessings. After a few days, this little flower still blooms in the same place. Although you will not forgive me, but at least we can say goodbye without regret. I bent over, reached for the purple flower. At this time, an instinct strikes my senses, making me back off almost subconsciously. I took a deep breath, trying hard to suppress my heartbeat, looked carefully around. Besides my ears, only wind blows. Nothing in front of my eyes seems to have changed, except a faint red light came from the cave. The red light came closer. The air keeps contracting as if it would explode under that pressure. Together with the howling came a scent of stinking stench. We meet again. With that iconic long white hair and the large size, there is no mistake. It must be it. It's Wolf King. Only comparing it with a few days ago, it is a little different. Not only the fur coat looks bad, there are quite some scars and bloodstains on its body. Why are you in this cave? The Wolf King had long locked his eyes on my. It didn't answer my question, of course, but in its eyes it's not going to let me go. Looks like one of us is going to die in the other's hands. I managed to squeeze a smile and reach my hand for the sword. The day is getting over, and it is getting colder inside. But the girl didn't try to keep herself warm. Instead, she stared into the ceiling with a blank mind. Nothing seemed to matter. Family, painting, relationships, and her young spirit. What did she do wrong? Trying to break up family ties? Coming all the way here to make an adventures? Opening herself up to strangers? Or...
真是笨死了。
Some back image appears again in her mind. It's someone who blocked her against danger. For how many years, no one had done this to her except Hannah. Is it because they are in an employment relation? No, Claudia from the bottom of her heart fights this thought.
要硬撑到什么时候？
She rejected Lady Butler's suggestion, tries to mend the broken relations. Although the chances are slim, at least she tried. But the result is far from what she wished for. She herself almost lost her life, and he...
难道是在嫉妒？
Red cares about Ling's life. Claudia understands with her instinct that she does not want to hurt anyone. But he is bringing her unspeakable worries. Have I won his trust or not? The more she thinks, the more she closes tight her own heart.
结果又选择了逃避。
Being afraid of following mother's footsteps, escaping family responsibilities. Being afraid of getting hurt, escaping the chance of facing Ling. Being afraid of image got damaged, escaping Red's questions.
算了，
No matter how you struggle, this is a river you cannot cross. If this is so, maybe I have to carry all these alone.
爸爸，为什么要答应给我那些得不到的东西？
Family's ties or thinking of somebody, after all, would turn just like that flower. Looks like it's easy to get, but it would eventually miss. If it wasn't the prejudgment, the last strike would take my nose. Nevertheless, the claw had scratched the skin on my face, causing a few lines of blood. This is too crazy? Last time facing the Wolf King, it still had its pack, but it is alone this time. And I can only step back in constant defeat, plus I may even lose my life if I make a mistake. Maybe. The Wolf King makes strong attack the moment it sees me, as if it is facing its archenemy. Full of wound, fight alone, and has to kill me. Of all these leaves only one possibilities. You got chased out by the pack? The Wolf King, of course, could not understand me, but the fire coming out of his only left eye burns ever more brightly. If this continues, it's really hard to tell the result. The reason I can hang on to this moment is because I use the advantage of his one bad eye, and always stands to its left. The weather gets dark. If we continue to fight, it means it would get more wild, and my strength loses little by little. I cannot run away. The snow will speed. If I turn around in less than 10 steps, it will jump on my back from behind. What to do? If there is a way. Him? A lightning struck my mind. The situation from a couple of days ago came to my mind. Maybe I can only place a bet. Didn't you try to revenge? Loser dog. I tried to hold against it while taunting the Wolf King. It got more mad and steps even closer to me. And this is my goal. Come here. I carefully circled around, gradually lured the Wolf King clockwisely to the target. Finally, it stepped on the spot. I took a deep breath and put the sword in the scabbard. Off you go. Together with a shout from my own morale, I run towards the Wolf King. The Wolf King seems to be a little surprised, but reacts immediately to run at me. The next moment, the Wolf King and I are tangled together, rolling on the ground. After one night and some sleep now and then, the girl held herself up. If everything could be lit up by the break of light in the dawn, this would be wonderful. But the reality she faces acts like a motionless big rock, pressing her heart heavily.
该动身了。
The person who used to protect her may be gone or not, but what does that matter to her? If she decided to give up, then she needs to pack up too.
后面的事就交给安娜吧。
At this moment, Claudia only wishes to hide as far as possible, to find a hard shell to hide in. So she moved to look for her lady butler. But right after opening the door, something on the ground caught her eyes. Claudia bent down and took a look. It was a note. It was a line of words with strength which she does not recognize, but it gives her a feeling of familiarity. Before we part, I have something to say. If you wish to, please come to the place we first see the snow. I will wait for you. Red. She mentioned this name again in lowered voice. It was just one day without seeing, but the heart seemed to be clenched tightly. What should she do? To separate in that intense way does make her feel bad. She wants to see him one more time, to see him smile at her. But maybe this would make both of them more painful. The girl stood in deep regret, and Dilemma gave a deep sigh. The big snow a couple of days ago seemed to have been stories long before. The snow mountain is full of sunlights. I enjoyed the scene once again under the first glance. It seems to be no different from before. But the recent experience lays a layer of different color in this pure, wild background, which can only be seen under careful inspection. Without knowing, this has become a place of memories. Ouch! A cold wind blows on the face, which stimulates the scar left by the Wolf King. Forget it. I'm lucky I can walk out of here alive. Even I didn't expect this. The all-in gambling plan, if it is a plan at all, actually works. But if I recall the moment of life and death, I still got scared a little. Out of around us came the sound of earth shaking. The Wolf King and I together with the snow, mud and dirt roll off the mountain together. I tried to lure the Wolf King to the side where Dia caused an avalanche, where there is a slope against the level ground. Even if I fall, I will still survive. But in addition to possible fall to death, getting close to the Wolf King is no joke too. I tried very hard to protect my throat and other important places, holding tight to Wolf King's claws. The good thing is it lost its balance and wasn't able to make an attack. This is a gamble. If anything goes wrong, I would never see Dia's smile tomorrow. Then once I thought of her face, my heart grows an incredible sense of confidence. Not how much chance do I get to live, but I have to live. When we are close to the ground, I see the time has come, so I kicked out with all my strength to the Wolf King's belly. The Wolf King flies out straight and curls up my body to prepare for the touchdown. Even so, the impact still almost loses my conscious. No, you can't lose your conscience now. I gave myself an order to protect her, and also to not betray myself. Maybe this is just a basic instinct. I stood up. The sword is still with me. I see the Wolf King is struggling not far away, knowing the time that I had is no more than a few seconds. It's time to end this. I draw my sword, run to the Wolf King, and strike the king with my sword with an automatic action. The Snow Wolf is also fighting for survival, right? There is nothing wrong here. The survival of the fittest. But God also leaves a small chance of survival for the prey like us. The nature is cruel, and it is also completely fair. I took a breath, looks at the color in my hand. Is everything for it? I asked the question with an answer already in mind. I couldn't help but to give a bitter smile. After all these great danger, this is the reason for it, but it is not the treasure I was looking for. Of course, what I really care for is... After all, this is a better place, right? I have no reason to make sure. I know the girl I am waiting for. I believe she would come, of course. You can experience the sky and the snow ground turn into one, and would not take all your strength.
Huh?
Dia, are you still admiring these snowflakes? Stay forever pure. It will never be colored against will. But we are not that lucky.
所以，我要回该回的地方去。什么都改变不了。
But I can't forget. The times you smiled and looked at the scene, draws, and remember the good things from when you were young. You cried to beg me not to fight, and for Ling's forgiveness. You blamed me for not believing you and shouted at me. There was no response come from behind, but I know she is listening, waiting for me to give her an answer. All these about you are real emotions, and what I have always watched and protected. I finally turn around, meeting the one I am waiting for, eyes to eyes. Good morning, my young lady.
早上好。
Next moment, Dia gave me a frightened expression.
你脸上的伤，
The scare on my face. I have a good fight against, small animals. Dia did not keep asking, just the caring eyesight. Don't mention this. I want to apologize to you today.
不，我才。
I am sorry. I didn't fully trust you, or maybe trust myself. I actually know long before you wouldn't do cruel things like that, but I am afraid the result is different from what I thought. So I chose to run away, hide from this mess which I cannot handle. I saw the painting yesterday. Thank you. But allow me to say one thing. I don't look that handsome.
这种事，画家说了算。
The two of us fell in the sudden awkwardness. Sigh, I shouldn't have said too much. So in return, I want you to have this. Saying this, I took out the nameless little flowers against my chest. Dia once again had a surprising expression. She stepped closer.
幽灵来，
Oh, so that's the name.
你在哪里找到的？
Where you fell, off the mountain.
果然没有看错。爸爸只说了他的大概样子，那天看到洞口的一点紫色，我就没想到成了大祸。
Yeah, growing in a weird place. Dia focused on the lily of the hollow that I passed to her, suddenly remembered something.
你脸上的伤是不是？
Although I made a joke, but I don't want to lie to Dia, so I explained roughly how I picked up the flower.
原来是这样，还好你没事。
Maybe it is her subconscious. Dia looked at my face closely. My wound had stopped hurting, but now it passes a strong stings. Being so close to the girl makes me nearly speechless again. But my emotions has been impossible to suppress. I know just doing these is not enough to ask for your forgiveness. If you still blame me, then treat it as a parting gift. It is on some level a comfort for me.
你还是要走？
I did something which does not deserve forgiveness. If you don't believe me from now on, I wouldn't blame you.
傻瓜，
Ah?
我早就原谅你了。我其实从来没怪过你，想把你留在身边，又怕你失望。
So you think the same. After probing both ways, both resisting, maybe what we expect is just the moment of the melting of the ice.
总算都明白了。
Yeah.
我想要的太多了，真是个贪心的人。陪在我身边，你也许会很辛苦。
No problem. Even if you fall, I will still hold you to stand up again. I have never been like this hard to suppress my own smile. As if all the pieces are now pieced together, all I have to do to draw the pattern I want was to close my eyes and think about it.
哦，我
I reach out my hand to gesture her to pause. I don't want to lose a little. Can you let me speak first? Dia nodded her head, her eyes sparkles shining lights. Dia, I love you.
我也喜欢你，请留在我身边吧。
How much does this sentence weigh? My life still couldn't measure yet. Maybe I have to spend my whole life to find the answer. But as long as she gently raises her head and smiles at me, what does that matters then? I watch closely on the most precious, fragile thing in my life, feeling the snow plain seems to have melted into oceans of warm water.
好暖和，
It's still an early winter morning.
挑这种时间和女士约会，闻所未闻呐。
I will pay attention next time.
我想去告诉汉娜。
If she knows a mere bodyguard has won the heart of her young lady.
不是说这个啦，虽然这件事也一定要让她支持我。
Then what?
告诉汉娜我的决定。
Dia's tone is tranquil, but is unchallengeable, as if she is talking about a problem soon to be solved.
我果然还是个孩子，拼命想要反抗过去，一不顺心就自暴自弃。可是现在不一样了，一定要对他们说真心话，
Yeah, fight a good fight.
然后也许，我是说万一我又被北风逼得退了回来，你还能像现在这样给我温暖吗？
Of course.
哦，
Seeing my lowered head, Dia, who did not understand at first, slowly closed her beautiful eyes too. A moment, forever. We are different people, but for this moment, as if both of us belong together. Even if the future is filled with storms and hardship, my arms would never let go of the warmth. This is my only faith at this moment. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Lily of the Hallow Resurrection on Nintendo Switch. Well, yeah, this is not going where I thought it would go, I guess. But I think it's cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.